Hello, everyone, and welcome once again for the final time to Miami Minutes. This is the podcast where we now Taekwontoe know a thing or two about Miami Connection, because we just talked about every single minute of the film. Hey.
We did it, baby!
We did it. This one, not even a minute. We're in the final 30 seconds.
You know what? I made my notes and everything. Didn't even realize it wasn't a full minute.
Yeah, it's a 33 seconds.
Yeah.
Is exactly
Holy
what
crap,
it's
how did I not even think of that? What the fuck?
We've not even got vocals on the song left. All we've got is kind of crappy Casio.
It feels a bit like when you're in a bar. I love the way I translate that for the Americans. Bar. In a pub. And, you know, when they're trying to get rid of you, and you're still allowed to drink, but they've turned the lights on.
Yeah.
And it's a bit weird. It's like they're kind of implying it's time for you to go.
I still remember doing my recent rewatch of all The Sopranos, and they have like the last 2 or 3 episodes of that show are so strange because it's just like it has the vibe of like the last day of school when all your friends have left. And so like it's Tony Soprano going around trying to go about his business, but like there's not much crack left of the show anymore because like all the good characters have been killed, and like everyone's, you know, they're getting off or they're going to prison or they're fleeing for their lives and stuff, and it's just like him and Paulie just been like, so things are good, right? And it just has a slightly melancholic vibe about the whole thing of like, yeah, it's all over now, huh? It's just you're really winding down. Just remember, walking those school corridors, been like, this time last week, you know.
I do feel I kind of like that about this. Like I'm happy we're here. We've done it, but it's also sad.
Yeah.
Oh, and I realised I cut you off before you even introduced yourself. I took us down a tangent already.
Yes, well, I am again.
Yes. I mean, you probably. I hope you're not joining us for the finale. I hope you joined us long ago. But just in case, I'm your other host, John Parker, and I do feel like, you know, we are all now friends for eternity.
And then we have to just remember just little Mark, little Yoshito, little Jeff, and the rest.
Little Dexy.
Yeah. Oh, they'll all have places in our hearts for the rest of time, Joe.
They do.
The thing is, like, we can't even go, like, because I don't know how much cross-pollination we have with Batman. And so, like, we start talking about Dex. When we start making Miami Minutes jokes on the Batman feed, we're going to lose people because they're just going to be like, what the hell are you talking about?
No, you're thinking about it wrong. They'll go, these guys are so funny, I need to listen to their other show to know what they're talking about. That's clearly what will happen.
Yeah.
It won't drive anyone away.
Should also say, though, if anyone is going to miss Miami Minutes, we do have like 4 or 5 seasons of another show just right over the way there. So
we do indeed, we do.
But we are here today, though, to talk about the last 33 seconds of Miami Connection. It opens with us roxing well, and it ends a minute later with the dark void and a snap, crackle, but no pop.
Oh, my God. I love the way, right, listeners, a little bit behind the scenes. I also, every episode, I write a minute starts with, minute ends with, even though when I'm not introducing it. It's just a thing I do. It's like a ritual. I wrote almost the exact same thing.
Oh, wow.
Without the snap crackle, everything else exactly the same.
Yeah, it's not much to say though when you get to the void. It's just like, here it is, the void. You know?
And when you're doing minute by minute, it feels like a void. It's weird. It's a strange sensation. When you're just watching a movie, you don't give a shit.
This always does feel like it always feels very lonely. It's like it is like it being at the end of the universe or something.
Yeah.
Like we've experienced, because every minute of every season on Batman, of course, because the show is usually chocked full of guests. So every week we're joined by new people. But and our ritual there is like the first week is just us and the last week is just us. So then it is always a bit. There's always a little bit of a melancholy where we're just there at the void, and it's just me and you, just like, well, I guess we're stacking up putting the chairs on top of the tables, and
That's
sweeping the floor.
It's always got, as you can probably tell already, listeners, it's always got a very different vibe. The last episode, I don't know what it is. Like, as well, when we started this, I don't think I ever imagined this day, even though we've done it on Batman a million times. You know.
Well, yeah, but that was like, even though those 3 minutes a week. Those Batman movies are like 2 hours, so that already takes up like 40 weeks or something ridiculous like that. It at least goes faster. This was like a thing of like, 80 weeks. That's like what, a year, like a year and change. Like that's a chunk. That's a chunk right there.
Oh yeah,
that's a crop.
A nice chunk. Oh, what a crop. Oh. Well, how have we not made that joke about the Dragon Sound Boys this whole time? What a crop.
What a crop. That's why I was surprised when I was thinking earlier, well, what can I say? Like, oh, were we Taekwondo with things? Like, well, we never said Taekwondo. That's such an obvious one to go for.
I named an episode that.
Oh, well, now I Taekwondo that you did that.
See, because, again, listeners, I mean, it's not a surprise to you. Niall doesn't know the episode names. Why would he know?
No.
You have no reason to know.
And then on the other side of Batman, it's the same deal. It's like, I'm editing those episodes. You don't know the episode titles.
And even if I do listen to them, which is very rare, I don't like listening to myself. Even when I do, or the one Batman one I wasn't on, because I'm an idiot, and I double booked myself. The one I wasn't on, I did actually listen to. But I still couldn't tell you the name. Yeah, I don't look at the name. I don't care. That's the funny thing. I put a lot, like you probably do that. I put a lot of work into the episode names. Nobody appreciates them. Nobody appreciates them.
No, it's always the way. It's always the little details that you're really proud of. And then you're like, did anyone even notice it? You know?
No, don't think anyone's ever referenced the title. And I sometimes spend like an hour sitting there thinking, what am I going to call it? What am I going to call it?
I was thinking, let's not get too bogged down in all this. The time has come to laugh again, John.
It has.
Because, we're in here. Now, after all the confusion last week about who the hell Lloyd Sharp and Rick Hartzog and all these assholes were, now we're into the proper music, like, credits that we expected to come.
Yeah, these are the people we want to see. And also, I mean, Give It Up one last time here. These songs coming are the ones performed in Park Avenue Club. Yeah, of course. We did. Although I'm assuming it's called Park Avenue Club, not Park Ave Club. Like, you cut little corners there to save on budgets. Like, you can cut out a couple of letters of that. Save some 1 cent on the movie. No, all the hip kids are shortening it, Niall. You don't say Avenue, old man.
We're gonna rock onto Electric Ave.
Park Ave Club. No, nothing fits the rhythm.
But then we get back to into some true classics. I'm seeing our beloved names Against the Ninja lyrics by Angelo Giannotti, ampersand Kathy Collier. Music.
I'm a big fan of the ampersand.
My current work, one of our things is to destroy the ampersand.
What? Okay, I hate your work with a passion, and I want to destroy your work.
Oh, it's just one of these things, like so many random... People don't know I'm an English editor, and I do a lot of... I proofread scientific journals. And there's a lot of really random house rules that no one understands, but we just have to enforce them. One of them is getting rid of ampersands.
The ampersands are like the coolest invention. Look at that! Look at it! It looks amazing.
But then Angelo Giannotti and Kathy Collier, music by Angelo Giannotti and Kathy Collier, vocals by Kathy Collier, guitar, lead guitar. He did both at the same time, man. He's got two hands.
I love the way he specifies. I'm assuming that the first guitar means rhythm or something, right? But just put guitar. Like, if you just put guitar, Angelo, we'll understand you did all the guitar.
I guarantee, too, if he could have got away with it, he wouldn't have Kathy Collier on this as well. This would have been a full-blown Prince scenario.
No, there's one bit coming up in a second where I'm going to disagree with you. But I'm not going to jump to it yet because it's the next one.
But then,
you know what? Screw it. I will jump to it next. There's one bit right now on the next one, Friends. I thought this was quite a surprise in a nice way. I don't know if Angelo chose this or not. I got the vibe maybe he did. On Friends, Kathy Collier has also played guitar.
Well...
And I was astonished by the fact that not only did she contribute some guitar, but he let her be credited.
I don't know, though, because it doesn't say it's... Because he has up above for Against the Ninja, guitar, lead guitar. Just to make sure that you know he was playing both sections. But then this is guitar, lead by. And again, unless YK Kim's is like, that's 5 cents saved right there by getting rid of that second guitar.
What else would it be? Lead. I mean, it could be lead vocals, but vocals are above.
She was just, leading the leading, just sort of keeping everyone up and, leading the fold and whatnot. She was
I get it.
Keeping spirits high.
I don't know. I mean, we know that she was actually, I was going to say a musician. She sang.
Mm.
I could fully well see her being versed in some like acoustic guitar and things like that. And they were a couple. So maybe he's gone throw down some guitar on the track.
Yeah, you never know.
I thought that was a surprise. Because even if she's only done a little bit of guitar, you would think, well, they're not going to credit her. She's already on this like 50 times and the lyrics, music. But it says guitar lead by Kathy Collier and Angelo.
Yeah. I mean, I was more shocked to find out that YK Kim wasn't playing the guitar. But I assumed it looked like he was playing it, like the whole movie.
He was, but he's too humble. He doesn't want to put his name in the credits again.
He's just like, no, Angelo, you deserve your moment in the sun. Yeah. I don't want to overshadow you there as well.
Exactly, that's your domain. Even though I just owned you, it's fine. I am actually surprised that maybe it's budget or not understanding of how to make a movie. I'm surprised that this sort of section isn't just continuing with shots from the movie and it's just other shots of them playing in the club.
Yeah, that would have been perfectly of the time as well.
Yeah.
To have this like a good old fashioned like A-team ending of just like, here's some highlights from the movie you just watched.
Yeah, and it could be like different cuts from the shoot, from the doing the music.
I love it. They just did like random like shots of other adventures we didn't even see.
That'd be even better. Yes.
Like Dragon Sound, like they've got like a ghost tied up on the floor and they're pulling the mask off his head and stuff. Like, it's Old Man Jeff.
They're getting an award from the president. All kinds of things.
It's all like them like going to see the Challenger take off or something and just walking out. Just, ooh boy.
Oh no! This is
Dragon Sound on the Berlin Wall and stuff.
Mark kicking the wall down.
It's like we can make it ourselves, John. We can do Photoshop.
Well, I mean, there's more ideas for a sequel. I've set myself now the task of going through and maybe listening to every episode to pick out the stuff we said.
Oh, definitely should. That is a thing. Like once everything's settled again, we have proper time. I genuinely would like to try to write the Miami Connection spec novelization.
I think we
should.
You
can sell it to somebody. You can just be like, well, someone's gonna want to read this.
We'll give it a go, genuinely. And I'm not even going to task the listeners with remembering everything because look, if I'm not going to remember it, they're not going to remember it. Yeah. Some of the stuff is from like a year and a half ago. We were different people back then. Different time.
Still imagining just like shots of like shots of the OJ white Bronco chasing just like Dragon Sound's car next to it and stuff.
Oh my god. It's not worth it, OJ. Pull over.
I still just see it like plastered above it, just like Friends by Angelo Giannotti and Kathy Collier. Just like
oh my god, yes. This needs to happen. Even if because we can't make fake video, right? If we can just Photoshop some pictures and put it underneath this, that'd be brilliant as well. Just stills of what we're talking about. Great.
It was like Woodstock 99.
Yeah.
Sound playing.
Holy shit.
It was like the place literally on fire around them.
Mark capturing Saddam Hussein.
Oh, wow.
Jesus Christ. Oh, we've had a good time here on this show.
Again, we'll miss them all. Little Mark, little Yoshido, and the rest.
Little Kathy. I can't remember a fucking character's name. Jane.
God almighty.
This movie has broken my brain, but in the best possible way.
Oh, but anyway, I'm trying to steer it into some actual credits here. Well, we got the Stark Lake Studios. I don't know. Stark Lake apparently is a place in Miami, Florida, or it's in Orlando. My mistake. It doesn't sound like Stark Lake. Sounds very I don't know. It sounds a bit harsh for the nice sunny climes of Orlando.
Yeah, it sounds like somewhere that would be terrorized by Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees.
It's I don't know. It's, it always makes me think of I don't know, some sort of I guess Tony Stark was a good guy, even though he's an asshole. To be fair, like if you watch those Marvel movies, Tony Stark's kind of a dick.
Well, he based his performance on Elon Musk. I found out the other day.
Yeah, apparently so. But like, I always the word Stark always makes me think of Charles Starkweather, like the not claimed, but like the noted serial killer who went around in the 1950s. They based Badlands on him. Martin Sheen played him in a movie. But yeah, just every time I think of it, I'd think of like, oh yeah, like things that are cold and hard and sharp and stark, and to be like, oh, it's a nice sunny lake in Florida. It's like, it sounds like it's gonna be like, where like In Cold Blood happened or something.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But I mean, when I hear the word Stark, I think of like naked.
Oh,
so you could argue maybe that's giving you, the real Florida vibes. People just scantily clad, chilling.
Yeah, somebody found out that beach was actually Stark Lake the whole time.
It fucking could be, couldn't it?
I think we did. We did talk about the beach. I believe we did at least research that back in the day.
I researched the studio. Did you?
Oh no, I was hoping you had. It was I meant to, but the time got. I have researched a few things, but the time got away from me in that one. So
well, I like to pick certain ones that I think maybe you won't. This one I thought you would, so I'm kind of glad you didn't.
Oh.
There's not loads to say, but it is still a studio, and it does have a web presence, which some stuff when you look up does not have any web presence, which is always a problem. This one does. And on their website, they have a diverse list of sort of people they've worked with, because it's not just bands, it's not just movie studios. There's a collection of things. They've worked with the Pointer Sisters, Disney, which is a bit vague. It literally just says Disney.
Yeah.
Nintendo, Atlantic Records. Want to tie it in here? Warner Music.
Oh baby.
Yep. Duran Duran.
It's going very broad to very like, the entire company of Warner Brothers and then Duran Duran.
Well, they're that important. They're much more important than Warner Brothers.
Do you think they recorded Rio then in Stark Lake Studios? That's a very summery Floridian kind of vibe of a song.
I'll find out for you right now. Let's see. Rio. No, that was recorded in London.
All you know was pissing down that day. So.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they were singing those songs. They were trying to imagine they weren't in London.
That's what I remember saying to my brother years ago, too. Like when I went... Remember when Duffy... Remember the jazz recording artist Duffy?
Yeah, I really liked her, and then I found out that tragic story about her a couple of years ago.
Yeah, she was essentially kind of held hostage for a while in a house and stuff. And
wasn't it in like a how to word this nicely, like a sort of sex slave way?
Yeah. She was
really
everyone's just like... Everyone for a while was going, whatever happened to Duffy? And it turns out like she was hoping people were looking for her. I think.
Yeah.
But like, remember her album was Rock Ferry.
Yes.
And then I went to I was just on a train one day and we went through Rock Ferry and I looked out and it's like, oh, this planet looks like an absolute dung heap out there.
I think it is. I think it's a bit of a tip. And
I was just saying, it's like, yeah, is there anywhere like basic? Because we obviously we're broadcasting from Liverpool. And then they've got all the things like, Strawberry Fields and Penny Lane, and you go to them.
They're all dumps.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Well, no, that's a lie. Penny Lane's not a dump, right? Penny Lane is quite nice. It's a nice area. But there's nothing, like, that. Tourists clearly go because of the Beatles. It's like, well, there's nothing to see as a tourist.
Yeah.
There's like a nice wine bar. Go get a drink. Like, what
so
you see.
Shockingly, they don't really capitalize on it as much. Like, in the city center, they do. But in the actual place, they're just like, no, it's just Penny Lane. It's just
I think they put a statue there now. Or they did. I think they might have moved it already. but 99% of the time I've known it, there's not been this statue.
They put a Ringo statue there and everyone just went and just tore it down.
Oh, bless them.
Just remember that time at the when I was growing up, like there was by my street there was the barley field. And then beyond the barley field was like this area called Lisnafin, which was like the bad area of town.
I've just, by the way, that's now the name of your autobiography, Beyond the Barley Field.
Beyond the barley field. But like the barley field's gone now. They built a school there and stuff. But like I remember way back in the day, because people used to complain that like all the little ruffian asshole kids who lived in Listen to Finn used to go through my street to get, go through the body field to get home. And like all the people were complaining because it's like these kids are dicks, basically. And like they went and erected a full tilt fence to keep them out of the body field. And then literally on the first day, this is a bunch of kids showed up in hoods, just went over and properly just teared down the fence.
Tear down this fence.
So it was literally up for about like 2 hours maybe at the most. And then this word got out and people just went, no, we're not putting up with this, and just went and tore it down instead. And then they just left it lying there. Like the council didn't even come to pick up that fence for like months. It was just lying in a heap there. It's just like, well, I mean, I guess you tried, But,
well, I'm not one for complete violence, but I kind of respect that everyone just went, no. We're not having that.
As I said, they're asshole kids, and all of them probably were. But like these were people I went to school with too, so I probably knew a couple of those guys.
You were one of those asshole kids.
No. Although we knew like one of our friends, Gary Gavigan, he was the Listen to Finn kid, but
he's the one who tore down the fence.
Nah, he wouldn't have been proactive enough to go that far.
If you asked him about it, it'd be like, "What are you talking about? I don't remember this."
I think he would genuinely say I was lying or something. He's like, "That never happened." It's like I saw it happen. Like I was in the street at the time. I saw it occur.
Well, no offense to him, but I trust your memory.
No. His memory is absolute garbage.
The studio also worked with Interscope Records. I used to have a lot of Interscope records, as it were. But most importantly for us now, they worked with the I Am Athlete podcast.
Ooh.
They do podcasts. Let's go and record at the studio and say we've recorded where fucking Dragon Sound were.
We should do it. Actually. Yeah, we can. It might be a worthy. I think that would be a worthy trip. Would be to just go to Orlando and just go to all the filming locations and just be like, look, here we are. We're at Park Ave. We're at the beach.
I would genuinely be up for that. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, at the train tracks. We could find that house. We'll just get go out in our towels over our shoulders. Just like...
Do we have any listeners in the area? We could stay with. You know what?
Like, do you want us to stay in your house?
Because obviously, look. Let's be honest. The flight's expensive enough to America, but it's the accommodation that's really going to fuck you up.
Oh, yeah. But it's not as if Orlando, Florida isn't already like a tourist hotbed.
Exactly, right? So it'll be double whatever else is.
Yeah. It'll be pretty nightmarish, I guess. But
although I would imagine if because I can look up where our listeners are from because I get the analytics, but I imagine if we had a lot of Orlando-based ones, they'd have messaged by now.
Well, they know everything about Miami Connection already.
Well, so they don't need to listen. They were there. Yeah. They went through this. They had to fight the ninjas themselves.
It's like we don't like to talk about the dark age of the ninja.
The dark times. This is a bit like a Tarantino movie. The way he says like, well, this is how World War II would have gone if my characters existed, or this is how the Manson family would have been ended if my characters existed. That's what this movie is. It's like this is how the ninjas of Miami would have been taken out if Dragon Sound were real. But in real life, the public had to deal with it themselves. It took ages.
Yeah.
Terrible.
They went down, they tore down that fence dedicated to the ninjas. They just went, one day we've had enough, and went down. And then the barley field of Miami was free once more.
Yay!
But are there any other notable recordees?
There's a lot more listed, but they were the most interesting ones, I think. There's a lot more on there. A lot of it tends to be working with a whole company, like a Warner Music, an Atlantic Records. There was only like one or two that I recognized from the individual people, like Pointer Sisters, Duran Duran, things like that. There were more. Like listeners might know them. You might look and go, "Oh yeah, I know this guy." I didn't know the rest of them really, which is not a knock on their quality. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm wrong.
Do you have a favorite Duran Duran song, John?
Oh, favorite song. Right, I'm a big fan of them. So I would say I'm gonna sound really pretentious by picking an early one here. I'm gonna sound like one of those twats. I love their song Night Boat.
Ah.
Nightboat's on the debut
release.
Oh
look, Night Boat.
I didn't even think of that. What the fuck? After all these years of loving The Simpsons and loving Duran Duran, I've never connected them. Holy shit.
We'll never catch them now, Nightboat. No, Michael, look, an inlet.
You know what, listeners, and now do you know Nightboat?
I've heard the. No, actually, no, Nightboat. No, I don't think I do. I don't think I do know that one.
Well, I'm going to share it because, I mean, I love the song, but it's from their debut album, so it's still a little bit. It's got like a toe in kind of a post-punk sound. So it's quite like different. It's quite. It's a bit spooky sounding. There's a long build. There's like 2 minutes of instrumental, and there's a great live performance in the dying days of the Old Grey Whistle Test. They're on it, and it's like, this is fucking brilliant.
That sounds very poetic. It's like the dying days of the Old Grey. Particularly too, if you don't know what the Old Grey Whistle Test is, that sentence just doesn't make any sense.
That's a good point. I just assume everyone fucking knows because I think everyone's a music nerd like me. But I mean, because if you say Duran Duran on Whistle Test, people are like, "What the fuck are you talking about? It's a '70s show." It's like it was still going. It was dying, but it was still there. Do you have a favorite?
See, now I'm not going to sound pretentious in the side. Like I'm just like, I'm hungry like the wolf's pretty good.
It's a tune. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a fucking banger.
I do remember, and also "Ordinary World's" a great song that people don't really. I think that's one of the fact that's them deep into the '90s, and it's just sort of like, oh yeah, the death rattle of Duran Duran. It's like, oh yeah, they had one more hit, didn't they? And I was like, that song is an absolute banger, man. It's crazy how good that is.
No, I absolutely love that one. I mean, my other favorite. I always wanted to do a punk cover of it, but I'm not a musician. I'm staring at a guitar right in front of me. It's like, I should really play that. I always wanted to cover Planet Earth.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that's another one. Another good. They're a band for a while. I had a kind of pretentious sort of like, the Duran Duran's like,
everyone goes through that phase because you think you're too cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And then on the other side, you come out and you're like, those songs get stuck in your head for a reason. It's because they're good. Sometimes these guys know what they're doing.
Egg fucking exactly. Fantastic. I mean, good. I did enjoy a bit of Spandau Ballet, but Duran Duran are the real deal.
Yeah.
They're a level up.
It was the same thing, too. I remember, like, I, for years, too, used to avoid Tears for Fears. Like, the plays like,
oh, no, same. Yeah, exactly. It took me a long time to appreciate them.
And everybody wants, like, oh, screw you, Tears for Fears. Then listen to like songs from The Big Chair, and I was like, "This is one of the best albums I've ever heard in my entire life." It's like literally, that's Everybody Wants to Rule the World is on that. That song is a friggin' classic as well.
It's it's one of those you can't fault the song. It's been overplayed.
Yeah.
It's a bit like one of my favorite bands on the planet, Buzzcocks. Some of their songs I can't listen to them. I'm sick of hearing "Ever Fallen in Love." It's amazing. I don't want to hear it again.
Yeah. Well, man, it just happened. Like, again, I'm a big Smiths fan. Like, This Charming Man's like, it's just sort of just steer clear of it because I just heard it so many times, And
it's frustrating when you get to that point. I've got a healthier attitude of taking breaks from things now. Like, I mean, my joint favorite band, let's say, Sex Pistols. I don't remember when I last listened to the album. And it's the album, so it's not like there's a catalogue to go through. Well, there's other shit. There's like demos and things,
Yeah.
I don't know when I last had it on because I'm sick of hearing some of it. It's like, I don't want to hear it again. I don't want to be bored of it. So to stop myself being bored of it, I don't listen to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but then one night when you're really drunk,
yes,
you go back in and you're just like, oh, that's right, this is amazing.
Exactly.
You let yourself indulge and you're like, oh, here it is.
The only thing I don't get sick of is Dragon Sound.
Yeah. Although it took me a moment to register it as being a guy because of the random capitalization. But we get now into the special thanks to section. And then we have Grandmaster Byung Choi. But Choi is all caps. It's like, so I thought, like, oh, is it a company name or something? What is it? Looked into it. No, it's a guy. And apparently a guy of some acclaim. I'm assuming he must have taught YK Kim.
Well, when I looked into it as well, I had a bit of difficulty at first finding the right guy. But then I think I did find him because I found a guy based in a similar area who was very, very proficient at martial arts.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this must be the guy. It doesn't mention training YK Kim, but he seemed to be in with a lot of, he helped set up schools locally. He trained people. He did a lot for the community. He sounds like another Kim.
Yeah. It's could he not have played Yoshido? Could he not have played Uncle Sung?
Yeah, why not get him in? Maybe they asked him because he must have. Special thanks to him. Like some of these coming up, you know exactly what they did.
Yeah,
you know what they provided. But this guy, if they're giving him special thanks, unless he trained YK Kim, what did he do? Did he help them choreograph or advice? I don't know.
Yeah, I just assume he's just the Yoda to YK Kim's Obi-Wan,
Yeah. Again, I couldn't find anything confirming that, but I had the same thought process of like, well, that's his master, right?
Yeah.
I would think.
It's a grander master, Byung Choi.
Well, maybe Kim wasn't a grand... I'm trying to find a way to get Star Wars into this. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the Grandmaster, Byung Choi.
Also, only a master of Taekwontoe, YK.
Maybe he taught him that move.
I want that line too. The people have to like bend over backwards now to be like, well, the fact that he calls him Darth, it's his first name, and when you're a kid, you're like, all right, that's just. I think my entire life I just accepted that as been like, well, back then they just didn't know that was gonna be a title. His name was Darth Vader, so that was, and then now they have to be like, oh, that's like him making a little jab at him. They kind of go like, only a massive evil, Darth. Like that's don't forget what you are, man.
I always kind of read it that way, to be honest, before the internet talked about it. Not necessarily a jab, but like maybe like a mocking way of like you might go, my lord, because he doesn't accept him as his lord, and Darth means lord.
Yeah,
because they call him Lord Vader a lot.
He's Darth Vader, the Dark Lord of the Sith, so he's Lord Vader, the Dark Lord.
No, that's when it falls apart. Don't bring this bit up.
No, I am absolutely certain that, like, no matter what he says, George Lucas's original thing is like, his name was Darth.
No, 1,000%. Yeah, that's the thing. So anyway, we're looking at it now is through different eyes because he's a liar. He didn't have it all mapped out. He didn't have this all figured. You know what? I love him, but he's a liar.
It's like not George Lucas. Not only are you a weird turkey neck, a bad director, but you're a liar too, man. Yeah. I remember the time where we talked to the man who does nothing but lie, brother love. Oh, holy shit! But yeah. So Grandma, I found several obituaries. But I'm thinking the main one must be him because the guy was born in 1938.
I was thinking this as well because I did find another Byung Choi who did Taekwondo, but he looked too young. Like he's a maybe 60.
Yeah,
but he would have to be older.
But then this might be like a vampire scenario. It's like Byung Choi. It's the same guy. He's just pretending to be his own son.
Oh my god, it could be. Although I found that obituary thing. Did you find the website about it?
No,
because you could light a digital candle.
Oh,
and obviously because he died a while ago, nobody had done it. So I lit a digital candle for Byung Choi.
Yeah, despite the darkness and the heart of Florida. The darkest of all the states.
I'd love it if the family get like a notification and it says like someone in Liverpool lit a candle. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, actually, everyone listening, go out and light a candle to Grandmaster Byung Choi.
Yeah, you have to say it like that as well. Yeah.
Maybe that's how we should have differentiated. It's like, no, whichever one had the block capital last name, that was the right one.
I feel annoyed that I couldn't get 100% confirmation that it's definitely the guy. That I went through so many martial arts magazines as well. I spent hours on this, listeners. Literally, I was trying to get you the scoop.
And then you're going to find out, like, he's been incriminated in... So already, that's Dexys. We had to get past that with him. Like all the good times we were having with Dexys, and it was always linger in the back of like, oh boy.
Oh no, we're going to find out YK Kim's been involved in it now.
Well, at least we got the show finished before that happened. That was always the thing. Remember when we were doing Batman Returns? And it was always like, oh god, because there was a lot of chatter about the Chris Walken, Natalie Wood scenario.
Yeah.
And like at that time, it's like, oh, I hope we get this because we're going to be spending a lot of time talking about how much we love Chris Walken. And I hope like midway through, it's just like, yes, he helped murder Natalie Wood.
It ended up working out.
But that was I think the main story is it was probably the captain of the boat. But then there's still like the headcanon I think a lot of people are going with is like Chris Walken and Robert Wagner were a thing, and it led to something something happened
discovered, and yeah.
Walken
but then again,
something.
if you did have a thing, why would you be getting it on a very like a boat where it would be very like easy to get caught? Wouldn't you just wait till you're back on land and you could just say, "Oh, I'm going away for work"?
I think he might have been like, "Oh, Natalie, Robert and I have been talking about. I believe it was our menage a trois."
Oh, I could totally see him being into that kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, 1,000,000%. For sure. You don't get to be Grand Galactic Emperor of the Galaxy. You know?
Grand Galactic Emperor Byung Choi.
Oh, that would have been a way better title for us. Speaking of good titles, though, we have a place called Rusty Pelican.
Yes.
Which is not an appetizing sounding place, but apparently it is a restaurant.
It is a thing.
Apparently of some acclaim. It's still like, I'm guessing, I don't know if they catered some of the movie or like they just went and hung out at the Rusty Pelican afterwards.
Well, this is the thing, right? These credits here, other than Grandmaster Byung Choi, 90% of these are clearly places that either gave YK Kim a meal or he went for a meal.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what he's thanking, is somewhere he bought a fucking butty.
You never know. It could be it was the place they filmed Uncle Sung's restaurant. You never know. It looks like it's swankier than that, but it has been 35 years. So
true.
You never know. Maybe maybe the boost of Miami Connection back in 2012 or whenever it was rediscovered, it brought the Rusty Pelican. It managed to oxidize its way back into health somehow.
It's called the Kim Bump. You're riding high on that Kim Bump.
Take a snort of coke off someone's toe is also called the Kim Bump.
Oh my fucking right! I don't even do coke. I've never done coke. I'll do it off someone's toe.
I'll do it off.
I'm not even a foot person, but I'll do it.
I'll do it off YK Kim's toe. I wouldn't do it off some rando's toe.
I'll do it off a rando's toe. I'm telling you right now. Again, I don't even like. I'm not even indifferent to feet. I hate feet, but I'll do it.
I
don't get foot people. You know what? Enjoy your fetish, everyone. Enjoy your fetish. I don't get it.
Yeah,
and that's fine. I don't have to get it.
It's just that thing. I was like, it's every part of the body will have it. We'll do it for someone. It's just for some reason the feet seem to be a focal point for a grad. But there'll be people into elbows, John. There'll be people into all sorts.
I'm into weird teeth, so
It's always part of it was part of Jerry Seinfeld's old set. Back in the day, it was just like, oh yeah, but whatever you cover up and tell people they can't see, that's what they'll fetishize. And so if you have everyone going around covering their forehead, you'll get forehead porn basically within.
Oh, that's when it's my time to strike. I have a giant head.
Incoming message from the big giant head.
Maybe that's why I connected with that show so much. I could foresee the future when I would be bald.
But I'm assuming you did the same, John, but I did nosy at the Rusty Pelican website.
I did.
Yeah, and
you go ahead, because I've got some notes on some of the other ones.
The thing is, and this may be, again, might put the kibosh on us going over to visit these places, because, it's a seafood restaurant. Again, Rusty Pelican, terrible name for, it does not sound appetizing at all.
Do you think maybe it's the name? It sounds to me like the name of a boat that would catch the seafood. So do you think maybe they started out as fishermen and then they opened a restaurant and named it after the boat?
I mean, yeah, that sounds very plausible. Yeah, for sure.
Doesn't that sound like a fishing boat, the Rusty Pelican?
Yeah. Or it's just like someone found like a blood-soaked dying, all caked in mud, and just and they're like, oh, it's like a Rusty Pelican dying over there in that rock.
Blast. It also sounds like a sex act.
Again, though, I'm going to get too crude if I start going into why they would call it the Rusty Pelican. It's up there, talking to Batman Returns, is up there with Oswald Cobblepot's French flipper trick.
Oh, God.
But no, the appetizers, okay? You got an ubi bao bun. It looks gorgeous. $21 for an appetizer. An appetizer.
Whoa. Okay. I mean, I've been to one restaurant here like that, but I wasn't paying. It was the art school.
Oh.
That was very nice. It was about that kind of prices, like your dessert came out, the most elaborate fucking thing you've ever seen. I wasn't paying.
I say out there, well, we both know, a guy who's Well, he's a head chef himself, but part of his whole thing is like he loves to go out to like Michelin star places and try
like inspiration and stuff,
Yeah, but it is always like, oh yeah, you go. There's 12 courses and it costs like 500 quid. And it's just like, did you get a lot out of that? He's like, oh yeah, I loved it. But it's like you wouldn't like it, but I loved it.
If I could afford that, I would do it. Assuming I could say I'm a vegetarian, can you cater to that?
I think my aspirations is still to be the Mads Mikkelsen Hannibal Lecter, where he's just like, oh, an insane amount of money, wearing fancy suits all the time and meeting nothing but pretentious high end food, but still, I ain't there yet. So
nearly, you're getting there.
But I was happy to be reminded the other day that he's 45 on that show. I was like, I still got time. I still got time to get to
off. That's Jesus Christ. I'm nearly 40. What?
But you still got time. You just got like over half a decade to get to Hannibal level, John. You still got time. You still got time.
Then again, I just found out a singer I really like didn't really hit his stride until he was like 40. And he's own, he was being interviewed the other day talking about it. Like, it was quite inspirational. I literally listened to that before we started recording, and I was like, I've got time, baby.
It's always these people the guy who played Frasier's dad, John Mahoney, didn't start acting until he was in his 40s. These people, there's always this coding of things like you have to be done with things at this time, and it's all nonsense. You can do whatever. You can literally go and do whatever you want.
1,000%.
But then maybe just have a thing for bad names. Pink Brick is a thing you can get. $36 for this an appetizer called Pink Brick.
What is it?
It is filet carpaccio, scorched tableside, black truffle butter, and smoky chimichurri.
Okay, when I ate meat, I would have loved that. Yeah.
Oh man, it does sound nice, But and then there's one here too, $29 appetizer. But it's again me going into my current job. Like the hyphenation here is driving me crazy because they've got grilled herb marinated octopus.
Oh.
But they've got grilled -herb space marinated octopus. No, it's grilled herb marinated octopus. That's the way, because otherwise
herb marinated.
Yeah, it's herb marinated. It's not grilled herb. Like it's
because that implies that the herbs are grilled.
Yeah,
and then they're applied to the octopus.
And then you later marinated it. I was like, no, it's herb marinated octopus.
Unless they're right, maybe you don't know. You're not a chef.
That's true. But then they're really going into the Hannibal thing because they've got caviar frite, which is going to be caviar on chips, basically. But
I never did eat caviar, and now I never will now. Veggie, but actually, is it? You know what? I don't know. I assume it's not veggie, but I don't know. It's not like a chicken egg, is it? Or is it? Is it unfertilized? I don't know.
Oh, caviar. I was like, it's all fish, isn't it? So
yeah, but it's fish eggs.
Yeah. But so it's still, unless you're pescatarian, I think you'll... Well,
no, not necessarily, because a chicken egg is vegetarian because they're not fertilized.
Okay.
So, you know what? This is listeners, right? You're probably all laughing at me, but even when I ate meat, I didn't like fish, so I don't fucking know, okay?
What you need to do, John, is just go eat the caviar and then look it up. Because then you're like, oh, I didn't know. What are you talking about?
That's the worst thing. No. Right, here we go. It is not vegetarian. There you go. So it's not like a chicken egg. It doesn't work that way. It is not vegetarian. But there are many vegetarian options with a similar flavour provided by algae.
I just remember that bit in Scott Pilgrim, though. Was it the vegan police bursting in on it was Tom Jane and that guy Cliff Collins Jr. It's just like, you didn't know he partake in a plate of chicken parmesan. Chicken's not vegan.
I do like that.
But the caviar frite, caviar, vodka, creme fraiche, crispy Yukon Gold fries, ranch.
Of course, it's America. Ranch. You know what? You don't really get it here. You can find it in the shops, but nobody buys it.
No.
And I'm not dissing you because I've tried it and I actually quite like it. But the problem is, my understanding is people in America just put it on every fucking thing.
But then, we got the some of the proper high end stuff that you're going in for. Okay, you get there. RPM, Rusty Pelican, signature items: the Rusty Pelican board for two, $135. It is crispy whole local snapper, lobster, and shrimp risotto, New York strip, 50-50 mashed. I don't know means that they just mashed the two things together and slammed them on top of the table.
Oh, I assumed that was like that was a side of mash.
Yeah.
But like, I can understand the cost now you've told me what's in it. Because even one of those meats is pricey.
But that's fine. So, again, for two, okay, maybe that's approaching acceptable. The next one, tomahawk ribeye steak.
Oh shit, they cost a lot, tomahawk.
$160 for one steak. For one steak! Jeez Louise.
They are massive, though. Have you seen them? They're huge.
Oh, no, there's a picture of it right here. But it's still one steak? Come on. It's under 60 for one? Oh, my God. I don't think I ever could be rich, because I think I still would have inbuilt in me. Just like, no, I'm not spending that. You crazy?
Well, that's how rich people stay rich. Whereas if I was rich, I'd be broke again within 2 weeks. Because I'd be buying the veggie version of a tomahawk steak.
Well, and then, but yeah, beyond that, they'll get into like all the normal entrees, which is just like half a chicken and stuff like that. But like, yeah, if like they went there, it must have been for like the rap party or YK Kim Newark. I can't imagine the people who made this movie dining on the regular at the Rusty Pelican at those prices.
I 1,000% think it was all calling in favors. I don't even think they went for the rap party. Well, maybe the rap party, but I don't think they paid.
Yeah. I mean, I understand maybe if the Rusty Pelican featured in the film, like in the background they had it, but you know, it could have been. It used to be a dive back in the day, and it just has clawed its way up. But you know, when we see Dragon Sound eating at Uncle Sung's, that feels about the level of the whole production. Like everybody would have been just eating there, whatever they could muscle up in the kitchen, whatever was left over is like, there you go, that's the catering sorted or whatever. Absolutely. I don't think they were going out and going, have we got $2,000 for lunch at the Rusty Pelican?
Like Larry David.
Yeah.
That's the kind of lunches he has. Fucking ridiculous. It's hilarious. I love it.
This is the other thing too of just like, oh, I'll pay for the you know. This always seems to be a thing with the rich people. Just like, oh, I'll buy this lunch. It's like $500. You're crazy.
It means nothing to them. It's irrelevant, you know. Yeah. Which I kind of get. You know, I may hate the rich in general, in principle, but if you're rich, I mean, when money doesn't mean anything to you, why wouldn't you buy that lunch?
Yeah,
you know?
I suppose so.
It's not going to make a difference to you as an individual. So.
No.
I did love the name of one restaurant here. It is a restaurant, by the way. It sounds very dodgy. Rosie O'Grady's Good Time Emporium.
I knew what it was going to be as soon as you said it sounds dodgy, because it sounds dodgy.
Doesn't it sound like Rosie O'Grady's going to give you a good time herself?
Oh, yeah. This is basically like, so when everyone's really stressed, they go to Rosie O'Grady's.
And you get a massage.
You get a good time is what you get.
I bet you were fuming at the way good time is one word.
Yes. But not even one word. Capital T as well in the middle. Like lower cases OODIME. Just capital G, capital T.
I got the vibe this time maybe it was to make it fit properly on the line. They ran out of space. It's like, well, we're going to have to just bunch it up. I've done that before with things. So I get it.
Can we get rid of the umlaut or the little dash after O for the like? No, you got to keep the O'Grady.
No, you can't get rid of that. It's a name.
Can we get rid of the apostrophe S? Maybe that'll feel like no. You need the apostrophe S as well.
Because people need to know it's hers.
Yeah,
she owns it.
It doesn't. You know, it's not Rosie O'Grady's, and then incidentally behind it, Good Time Emporium.
In my head, I keep saying Rosie O'Donnell. Very, very strange, but okay. This was, I looked it up, it was a very, very fancy looking old-fashioned pub. It was originally built, the site was built 1883.
Oh, wow.
It was that was when it was a railway depot, though. But the restaurant sort of moved in I've got it here, 1973. It became a restaurant. Because an entertainment complex called Dixieland. Oh, no, it's not called that. It's a Dixieland-themed entertainment complex. Bought the site and turned it into all kinds of different things. And one of them was this. The complex was super popular in the 80s.
Yeah.
Of course it was. And it would draw 1.7 million visitors a year.
It's a lot of massages.
Wow, Rosie was working overtime. Let me tell you, she got worn out.
There's a lot of happy endings there.
Oh, Jesus Christ! But despite that popularity, due to failures to compete with major theme parks, because we learned this, didn't we? Theme parks in America aren't what they are here. They're a whole thing. Like, and the name implies that, so Americans are right. But over here, if it says theme park, it's like, yes, you have rides.
Yeah.
That's it. But no, in America, it's a whole thing. It's a big complex like this is.
Yeah.
But they couldn't compete with them. Attendance dwindled. The complex was sold in 2001, only to close shortly after.
Oh.
So, R.I.P. Rosie O'Grady. You gave everyone a good time, baby.
Yeah. Good times are over. The good times are truly over.
I'm glad I didn't say Rosie O'Donnell, because I might get sued for implying Rosie O'Donnell was giving everyone a good time.
Oh, we all know that no one could have a good time with Rosie O'Donnell.
Well, also, this is more proof to me. Again, keep in mind I told you the description. It looks like an old-fashioned pub. Again, I'm assuming the name implies it's Irish as well.
Yeah.
So this is more evidence for me that these are just places they went for food. Because that's not in the movie.
Unless, like, it wouldn't be that biker bar.
No, it doesn't. No, it's the opposite of that, honest. It looks really nice. I mean, it's probably cheesy and a bit themed, but it looks cool.
But why wouldn't they have that bar in the special thanks section, though? You'd think they that would be one of the places you would have to get special thanks to. They'd let you film in their bar. Like, why wouldn't you give them a shout out?
I mean, I do have some notes about another place that you've made me think maybe it's that, but no, going through in my head when I looked it up on Google Maps, because I check these places out on Google Maps, by the way. I don't think it was the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but Park Avenue nightclub's credited. Ace Music Store from Deleted Scene is there. Florida Rock, maybe? Is that where it might have been? Or...
Could be that. Because I looked up Station 441 restaurant. Even though on my credits, my notes, I've written 411 for some reason. But I did look up the right place, people.
There's so many mix-ups back in the day, too. It's like, goddamn restaurant 411.
They should have called it that. Fuck you. I don't care if it's number 44. Fuck it. Change the name. Now, the one I could find in the area with that name, so I'm assuming it's the right one, because where else would have that name? It's not like a cool name, right? It looked sketchy as fuck. It looked super dodgy. Like, if you went there, you'd be mugged.
I mean, the place used to be nice, but got shut down because they found too many people were taking the Kim bumps.
In the bathrooms, yeah. And then they went for a good time.
Yeah. There's bumps, there was good times out the back alley. The place was cruising to get shut down.
Oh, well, you joke, but if this is the right one, on April the 29th, it was shut down by inspectors.
April 29th of this year?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I think great if we had finished a bit earlier. It's like, we're flying over to Station 441. And then we got there like, oh no.
Well, it might be reopened, because it was inspectors. They found again, let me preface this, people. I'm assuming this is correct. There's no way of confirming. It's the only one I can find in the area with that name. So I'm going with it. And it's around the area they were shooting. So, okay. And as we talked about earlier, they probably would eat and drink in shitholes. So, yeah. The inspectors found 14 violations, and 2 were high priority. Well, I say that, but one of them was expired business license. But there were 113 rodent droppings in the restaurant. But the inspectors did come back on April the 30th, and there were only 13 violations, so they got rid of 1 overnight. Good work, guys. Good work. But they have issued an extension on the expired business license, so they can get everything back up to code.
Okay. I mean, if it is that biker bar, you'd feel like you'd have to just sort of fling the warning at it as you drove past. You wouldn't want to go in the actual place.
In the chat, I've sent you a link to the Google map of Station 441, which it says that they sell beer and cigarettes, but it is a restaurant. You can go inside.
That was their whole business plan. It's beer and cigarettes. That's all they got.
It looks like somewhere they might have eaten.
Oh, they can't do it. Maybe they went to the Rusty Pelican once.
That's it.
That could be the biker bar. That definitely could be.
It looks dodgy, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it looks like a place I would never go near in my entire life.
And again, where else would have that name? It's got to be what they're talking about. I mean, the only other thing I thought would be like, could it be Uncle Sung's? But
I mean, it also could be. It also could be.
Or it could just be somewhere they went for lunch.
It does have. I can imagine that layout. Yeah, there's a shot of the inside, like there's a shot of the interior, and then two guys, like one of them looking directly at the camera, but then to blur his face out and stuff. So it's like, why don't you just pick a better photo? Pick one without the two guys standing there.
But they add to the atmosphere. They let you know what you're going to get when you go there.
One guy is gormlessly staring with his ice cream in his hand, and some other guy just strutting past.
That other guy's got a bottle of Budweiser I can make out, and a can of something blue.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed they both don't have towels draped over their shoulders.
Oh God, yeah.
To look into it like, no, that's just the thing over there. Everyone just wears that all the time. You undersold it too, John. They don't just sell beer and cigarettes; they sell cold beer and cigarettes.
Oh, I mean surely that's implied.
Yeah? Cold beer and cold cigarettes.
I love the way as well, if you've got access to move the camera around, please look directly down from that. If you go inside to that shot of the two guys and then look directly down, you can see the person taking the photo. She's obviously got, or he, got the camera on a stick.
Let's see. Oh no, I've accidentally squeezed over into a corner. There's a guy, like tucked down in the corner over there as well.
So if it reopens, we're going here for lunch.
It's like, ironically, they've got a no smoking sign right above them. Let's have our business model gone, damn it.
You got to go outside to smoke them.
Now I'm going on the virtual tour. There's two guys outside as well.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's great, isn't it?
Why bother going when we can just... This is our next season. It's just us going to the different locations in Florida virtually and describing them.
Miami Minutes on vacation, kind of.
I was like, how far can I go over here?
It's fantastic, isn't it? I spent about an hour just looking around this place.
I always have the kind of slight vibe that I'm going to go over and it's going to be like, you're going to see something terrifying or something. There's going to be just a guy staring directly at you. It's like, but his face isn't blurred. How does he know that I'm here?
There's a murder.
Oh.
But yeah. I get the vibe. If they do food now, it's more like, we'll do you, what do they call it in America? We'll do you a grilled cheese to go with your beer. Go sit outside there. It
looked like it had like the means of making food. I don't get the vibe that you go in and get food. I think it's very much like there might be like some sandwiches. You bring in a sandwich you bought from the store right by it or something.
Yeah, it's got a vibe of like, the inside's more like what you'd call here bargain booze.
Yeah.
But there's a pool table for some reason.
It does not look hospitable.
But we're going, baby. If you can put us up listeners, if you can give us somewhere to stay, I promise we'll go there and take a picture there.
Oh.
I did look up the music store, even though it's not in the movie.
Ace.
Yeah.
Ace the
Music
Bat
Store.
Hound.
It's still there.
Well.
And currently, 5% off all purchases go towards the Ace Music Foundation.
The Ace Music Foundation is entirely dedicated to reopening Rosie O'Grady's Good Time Emporium.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Because where are musicians meant to go for a relaxing time when they're done playing? Yeah.
Where else can you go and get yourself a nice Kim bump after a hard day of recording?
Rosie O'Grady's, baby. You know what? Let's invent a cocktail called the Kim Bump. That's what we're going to... In fact, you know what? Because we've talked about it. Have a drink, people. It's one of your last ones.
Instead of taking like 2 fingers, take 2 toes.
Whoa. Steady on, one at a time. Now, do you think if we went to the music shop and we said what we do, they would give us a discount? Because we do the show. And the same for the restaurants.
Like it's going all the way over there and buying like a triangle or something.
What if I want to get
asking for a discount? Like, you cheap assholes. Okay. You know how much Orlando costs?
He might give me like 95% off a guitar, you know.
We're going into the Rusty Pelican. And they're just like, get the hell out.
No, they'd sit us down and be like, oh, you're from Miami Minute. Here's a T-bone steak. Here's a tomahawk steak even.
can we get some bread? It's like, yes, that'll be $65.
Oh, bastards, you got it.
Oh, this better be the best bread I've ever had in my life. You got lucky.
No, I think if we went there, we'd be treated like gods.
I think if we actually met YK Kim, he'd be a little scared of us, quite frankly.
I think he might be frightened. That might be why he hasn't replied to my tweet. It's not because he's a busy man. It's because he saw it and went, "What the fuck are you doing?"
We'd be like, we flying into Orlando Airport and then just getting a notification going like, "Oh, actually, you two can't be on this plane anymore."
Banned.
They had the restraining order. It goes into the air as well. Oh, I did look up something tangential. It's a little tradition we have at the end of Bat Minute. But I looked up the top grossing films of 1987.
I don't know why this didn't spring to my mind. Why didn't I think of this?
Well, there's always the last episode thing on our other show. I thought I'd keep the tradition going. I'm quite happy to say that literally the top 10, except maybe one or two maybe have fallen off the cultural ether a little bit, but the top 10 are all pretty much like still very renowned kind of all-time classic films. So would you care? I don't think you'll get it. Because what I thought was the top rated or the top grossing film of 1987 turns out is not. So, and of course I should say this is domestic box office for the US. Because they're the ones, those are the records you can get. Like if you went over to like the UK, it'd be like Whitney and I or something would be the top grossing thing. It's not going to be, it won't have as much cross pollination for our listening audiences.
Which is now a play.
Yeah. The comedian Suze Kempner is in it apparently.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think what came out in I'm not very good with dates. I think Predator was 87, but there's no way that's the top grossing movie.
You thought what?
Predator.
Predator is in there. Predator is number 10.
Okay, I didn't even think that would make the top 10.
The Predator was the one I assumed was going to be the top film.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so.
Now, I think Lethal Weapon was the same year. I'd say that's over Predator, right?
It is, and you are correct. It is number 8.
Number 8. What else is the same year? Is RoboCop 87?
RoboCop, you're right again. RoboCop is number 14.
14.
Do you want to know what's number 13 that just beat it? That just beat it, John.
Oh, well, it's going to be something funny, isn't it? What is it?
It's Crocodile Dundee. Crocodile Mick Dundee bests RoboCop.
You know what? I should have known. We just talked about it the other day on the Patreon show.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that was 87. I'm running out of ones I know are 87 here. There's got to be one more Arnie movie. He did a couple a year, didn't he?
I don't know. There's one. Because again, I should know. I've kind of got a vague awareness of like films that released in 87 kind of pique my interest because I was born in 87. So like there's a couple of ones where I was like, oh yeah. My favorite though, out of the whole bunch, well actually my two favorites, nowhere near the top unfortunately, although one comes a lot closer. Number 20, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors.
Oh yes, banger.
Worthy entry, the best of the Elm Street films.
I agree.
And then all the way down at number, where was it again? Jeez Louise, they did not do well. Number 65, Masters of the Universe.
Oh.
A mere 17 million gross on a 35 million budget.
Actually, I've thought one that was 87, but it's definitely not there because it's notorious for it. Ishtar
is in here. Ishtar actually is.
I thought the whole point was it. But I suppose the expense to profit.
Well, this is like the top. The list I've got is the top 200. So going down, I remember seeing like, oh, Ishtar made it, but like I can't remember exactly where it is, but it's like way near the bottom. But
when was Commando? That was before 87, wasn't it?
I think that's 85. Yeah. 85. I will say number 200 made me laugh because the number 200 of this list is called Number 1 with a Bullet.
Oh, perfect. Fucking genius.
The thing is, there's so many ones though that I'm just like.
Oh, I've had a thought. Let me say it in case you reveal it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, maybe I'm wrong. Beverly Hills Cop had a movie. Was it the first one or the second one? One of them. And they're bound to be in the top 5.
Oh my God, John. Number 1.
Number 1!
Beverly Hills Cop 2.
No!
Yeah.
What?
And it just shocked me. It's like Beverly Hills Cop 2 was bigger than Predator. Like, it was bigger.
No, that doesn't surprise me though, because it's one of those. At the time, movies were often quite divided by sex and gender and things. You know, a lot of women wouldn't have gone to see Predator. They would have gone to see that.
They love that they got that funny Eddie Murphy. Everyone loves him.
I remember liking the second one plenty. I can't remember. Was it as good as the first? No, the first one was better, wasn't it?
To be fair, though, I think they are relatively somewhat interchangeable, the first two.
Yeah, that's why I was getting confused about which one came out then. I remembered one of them was around then. And I was like, it could be the first one. I don't know. Because remember, the third one's the 90s, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's dead. That's like 96 or something, I think.
And it's shite.
Yeah, terrible. Those have a cameo from George Lucas, though. So I guess.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those I've only watched once. Like Lethal Weapon, I think I've watched 1 and 2 loads. And then I've seen 3 a couple of times. And then there's a 4th one? I don't even know.
I've seen Lethal Weapon 3 a couple of times. I remember it was a big thing on TV because they were like, we've got the new Lethal Weapon. Let's just keep showing it. Like, it was a big deal to people. But, we'll say, though, you were correct, though. There is another Arnie movie on there as well.
I knew there had to be. I can't think what it would be. Let me try and guess then. As a
number 30. So I did not do as well.
And it's 87. So it's post-Terminator. It's post-Commando.
It is good, though. There's another... Well, the thing is, all 80s Arnies
It's
are good.
pre-Total Recall. Is it Running Man?
It is the Running Man. Yes. Yeah.
Bang.
But disappointed, too, that, like... within the past few months, Edgar Wright, who's one of the great voices of this, like, keeps making new great original stuff. And he's announced, like, I'm doing a remake of The Running Man, and my follow-up project will be a remake of Barbarella. And it's like, Edgar, man, those two things both do not need remaking. And 2, you're one of the good ones. Don't you start falling into this as well. Like, I'll just do a thing that's already been done.
I don't mind a Barbarella one, because, I love it. I think it's great. It's fun. But, there's a lot you can do with the material. I don't mind that. I think that one could work. But doing 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Not good.
But,
and also, isn't Barbarella going to be Sydney Sweeney, who everyone loves at the moment? So.
I think that's why they're struggling. It feels much more like a very corporate Hollywood move. More than an Edgar Wright move, quite frankly. It was like, let's get that movie, the one with the boobs. Everyone keeps talking about it.
Boobs.
Go buy that movie, Boobarilla. It's called Barbara. Like, whatever, just make it again. But I was more surprised of going through it because there's so many things that I was like, I thought that was a really big film, but they're way, way low down on the list. Like, you get things like Little Shop of Horrors is on there.
Oh, I'm surprised.
And that outgrossed Wall Street. I was like, Wall Street's like an era-defining movie. And apparently, like, friggin' Police Academy 4 outgrossed it. Like, it's crazy.
Whoa. Okay, that is shocking. Because, I think Little Shop of Horrors is a much better movie. To me, but I didn't think other people would agree. Yeah.
I'll get down here, too. You'll be happy to know, John, like, Ishtar is in there.
That's wild to me because it's regarded as such a flop. But I guess it's one of those situations where, okay, it made an absolute fuck ton, but it's just the budget.
Yeah, that'll be the just gross 14 million. It doesn't specify the exact money.
Well, it's like in the modern day when they said Solo is a flop, even though it made billions of dollars.
There's so much of that too, like all the YouTube rhetoric of them wanting it to be a flop.
Yeah,
because of that X-Men cartoon, they were prepped for this to be like, it looks woke. Oh, can't wait for this to flop, and like everyone loving it. And they're like, no, it's still in no well for failure of Disney and go woke, go broke. But no, you'll be happy. Again, this is the weird pairings. Ishtar, number 78. Just ahead of it, Hellraiser, number 77. Followed by Batteries Not Included. Like, that's a triple bill right there. Imagine one weekend going out and seeing those like 3 things in a row.
Let's do that as a podcast. We'll do a triple bill and we'll live stream us watching the 3 in a row.
And then just a little bit ahead of all of them, number 73, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
That actually doesn't surprise me, even though it's unbelievably bad. Just because it's Superman.
Yeah.
Like, you'd go watch it. Like, everyone... And you can take kids to it.
Well, you'd hope so. That's now the James Gunn's going in heavy with like, it's all getting a hype train going for this Superman movie. It's like, well, let's hope people actually show up, man.
But back then people believed in things now. People cared, you know?
I didn't care about all the eco crap of Quest for Peace. Not that it's eco crap, but it's it's an anti-nuclear. It's a very agenda. An age where people are always going on about the agendas of things.
It's woke.
Superman 4 is intensely agenda driven. Like it's a.
Superman's woke now?
Yep. Yeah. Who would have thought? Who would have thought a story about an alien coming down and just sort of been worried about having to hide his identity from all the people around him who he just wants to protect him. And, that would in some way be insinuated as some sort of commentary on that.
Stop making it political.
I think about the Jewish experience. So 2 Jewish creators created this character, you say?
No, there's no politics in it now. It's just a fun superhero thing.
But again, though, maybe I shouldn't be, because I would have thought, like, Evil Dead 2's in there. 115. Evil Dead 2 is one of the most renowned horror movies of all time. People talk about how great it is. Thing is, like, The Hidden. Great movie, to be fair, The Hidden. That's way outgrossed it. No one ever talks about The Hidden anymore. But it outgrossed Evil Dead 2. As did Teen Wolf 2, for God's sake.
Oh, no. I remember that one being really bad. I rewatched the first one. I don't rewatch the sequel.
I saw the other day, though, it was some basketball game on the Jumbotron. They found Jason Bateman and Michael J. Fox sitting next to each other. And they put up Jason Bateman, or they put up, like, Michael J. Fox, Teen Wolf, Jason Bateman, Teen Wolf 2, like right beneath them. And you can see, like, Jason Bateman was loving it. He was just like, ah! And Michael J. Fox just kind of looked like a bit angry.
Fucking hell, okay.
Yeah, but no, but I mean, dude, there's literally 200 things on here. We got Leonard Part 6, American Ninja 2, The Final Confrontation. Not even the Final Confrontation, just the American Ninja 2, The Confrontation, which is, I guess it's just like, the first movie was all the setup. And then,
this is where it really ends.
Yeah,
once and for all.
And there's in there, Sid and Nancy's in there, didn't make any money, 147. Only grossed.
That doesn't shock me, though, because, I mean, at the time, it was very uncool to be into punk. It wasn't, like, hip, you know?
Yeah. But I'm just going to be sitting and listening to movies, and people have not already turned off. They're going to turn off now. But the only other one I wanted to mention was Moonstruck. I thought that did Moonstruck's like a big Oscars movie. How the hell that? Unless this might have been crossing over. Maybe it was released in like December of the year before, because it's like, oh no, it must have been. Oh no, yeah, December 18th. It has written next to it, because but beside it then it made 600,000 in 87, but it made like 80 million overall. So
600,000. That's like, hang on, no.
But no, there's a movie that really annoyed. The title annoyed me because it's called Chuck Berry. Hail, rock and roll.
Okay.
It's like hail, exclamation point, rock and roll, no punctuation.
Is there an ampersand?
There is. Well, there's an in.
Okay.
There's a little like a apostrophe and apostrophe, rock and roll.
At least they've done it properly. I hate it when you see them do N apostrophe. It's like, well, you need an apostrophe for the missing A.
Yeah. There's a couple other ones there too, like, but for some reason Chuck Berry, hail, rock and roll. Not only did it annoy me that they did it, but it did remind me of the end of Evil Dead 2, where Bruce Campbell crashes and all the weird knights are all going, hail. So they might have thought it was Chuck Berry landing, and they're like, hey, there he is.
That's what you say to him.
Or is this guy the rock and roll we have to hail? And like little ones down there near the bottom, Good Morning Vietnam, but that's another one where it made 400,000 in 87, but it made 123 million overall. So
I remember that being absolutely fucking huge, even when, I mean, I was born then, but I wasn't really, compos mentis. But even when I was going to the videotape shop and stuff, that was still all over the place.
Yeah. That's a good use of compos mentis there as well. But just scrolling through Jaws, The Revenge, The Princess Bride. A lot of films came out in 87.
I was a big fan of Jaws, The Revenge as a kid, because I went by child logic of, well, the new one is clearly the best.
Yeah. That's got Michael
Caine
in it. Michael Caine would never sign up for a lesser fare. Come on.
I remember it being it was the forbidden one as well. Like, the older kids would watch it, because the scene at the start was really scary to me, even though I watched the first Jaws. I think it's just that the kills are a bit more like, let's just be vicious for no reason.
I think it was forbidden for me as well, but it's because my parents were just like, oh, it's crap. We're not watching that.
They were looking out for you.
Yeah. But yeah, a big user friendly. The Star Trek 6, The Voyage Home.
Oh, Oh.
It was in there. Star Trek, it's not 6, 4. Star Trek 4, the voice.
I knew what you meant, like, because it's call it its proper name anyway, the one with the whales.
Yes, the one with the whales. And then, of course, we on our Sleepy Charlie Media Patreon feed, we covered the follow up to this film, but in our review on VHS Capades of License to Kill.
I knew it was going to be, yeah.
Yeah, the Living Daylights came out in '87 as well. So, as did Dirty Dancing. Again, like now I'm going to stop because now I'm just listening to movies. But like again,
no, but that is fascinating to see that all of these were in one fucking year.
Yeah, you wouldn't think, because like '87 was stacked. It turns out, like there's a lot of stuff in there.
We're lucky to get 2 good movies a year now.
Yeah, that's true. Particularly like big movies. Like,
yeah. I mean, obviously, there's loads of small independent things that you go and see and say are amazing, and I never get around to watching for the 5 years.
Yeah,
long before you can even remember it.
Yeah, but yeah, that was the. You might notice there that there was a distinct lack of Miami connection in those box office stats. But I don't think at this point.
We all know that was the number one, really. But through like the weird way they count it and stuff, it kind of got chipped.
Yeah, that was just underneath number 1 with a bullet. It was 201. It was Miami connection.
Just missed the cut. Just.
Yeah, that's what YK came to tell people. He's just like, oh, we were just beneath number 1. With the bullet. It's like the number 1 movie. Sure.
Yeah. Just beneath.
But yeah, the movie with number 1 in the title. Yeah. But yes, yeah, that's now with that as me noted out though for the final of the Miami minutes.
Yeah, we basically just fade out then, don't we? It's well, first we find out the characters were fictitious, but I'm not buying that. I think that's a lie. Then we fade out, and it's over.
Yeah. You do get a little bit of a hiss and a kind of crackle on the soundtrack, which you wouldn't get anymore these days. But
no, because of woke.
And we're sitting there waiting for the post-credit scene that doesn't come, unfortunately.
Oh, if only. I'm putting together a team. Yeah, that kind of a thing.
It's going to be like Yoshido's corpse, and then a hand bursts out through the chest, and it's Jeff emerging. Finally, after having been absorbed into Yoshido's being, he's now somehow come out the other side.
And he's half the size he was before.
He's half the size, but twice as angry.
Twice the man. Where it counts, buddy.
And then the one leftover ninja is just like, "Oh, you must be sad, Jeff. I mean, he was your friend, right?" And
just he was your buddy, wasn't he?
You and he were buddies, weren't you? But then it just like, it goes, "But he was your friend, Jeff," and it just cuts to Jeff's neck, just snapping and looking at the guy.
Oh.
And he just goes to open his mouth, and it just cuts to black.
Yes. Fuck it. Oh, God, that would be so good if we could go out with that. But I mean, I like going out with this. There was a bit on the commentary track as well. I quite enjoyed what Kim said. He said how he fell down 1,000 times while making this movie. Not literally, figuratively.
Like Keanu Reeves in John Wick 4.
yeah. Maybe literally as well as figuratively. But he fell down 1,000 times. But he says how, he's so happy with the reaction now, and after all this, the struggle was worth it. And I thought that was very sweet, and it kind of made me connect what he's saying to this, because now we're at the end. How do you feel?
It's again, I think it's another tradition we have of going like, and now at the end of all things.
At the end of all things, exactly. How do you feel?
I mean, I'm sad we don't get to talk about Miami Connection anymore. We had a good old time. We had to sort of make a lot of the content ourselves because there's not much in terms of actual, details about like the lives of the actors, or so we just had to sort of invent our own lore. But I enjoyed inventing all that lore.
I thought that was one of my favorite bits. Like as well, like if anything, I might like this movie even more now. Because we've created those bizarre connections, to this film that weren't there before. We've got backstories, sequels, quotes, new favorite characters I didn't even think about. So I'm so happy we did it. It's like transformed how I'll view the movie from now on, and I kind of hope our listeners feel the same. And listeners of the future, if you come to it in like 3 years,
I wonder if it'll prove isolating, though. Like, we end up watching Miami Connection, like at a party or something, or someone puts it on, and then we're just going to, like, or even if we're not together, like, individually be even worse, because we're going to be like, oh, we had a whole thing about this guy.
I'll be like cackling to myself.
Yeah,
what's so funny, John? You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, you just have to try to explain the bits, and people are like, I don't know what you talking about. That guy. It's like, yeah, he was in it 10 minutes ago. It took me long enough to explain the bit now. He was only there for 2 seconds, but like we had a whole thing about him.
Oh, well, no, I hope other people feel the way I do about it, Dare I say we've made the film better? Is that big-headed of me?
I think we're quite lucky too in that, like, I don't think any film we've covered in our tenure we've come out the back end. Not like, I think even like, going into like Batman and Robin, I was like, oh boy, here we go. And then at the end of it, now anytime people mention Batman and Robin to me, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll defend that film to the death because I've spent so long analyzing it, and I was like, oh, I now get what it is. Like,
exactly.
And but no, not always the case for people. Like, we had on Batminute, remember Alex Thompson from Independence Day Minute?
Yeah.
And then he was talking about like that he hates Independence Day now. He says like, "Oh, ruined the film for me." Going through it and realizing how stupid and how it doesn't fit together at all. And this is like, but does that? Did you think Independence Day was some kind of like Swiss watch or something? Like, it's like if you point out mistakes, that kind of like that makes it more endearing, really. But no, he came out the other end like hating Independence Day.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame because I've never had that experience with any of them.
Yeah, I'm glad now too. It was like, oh, it's Miami Connection. It's like, oh no, all we've done is enrich it. I think we just made it.
I think so, and I'll always, like you just said for Batman and Robin, I will always fly the flag for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. I get there are issues, but I don't get the so bad it's good thing. It's not bad. It's fun. Well, yes, it's not necessarily the best made movie. Yeah, I've seen a lot fucking worse. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would say too, like at the end of it, kind of coming up and like, oh, you watch it initial thing of like, oh, YK Kim's overacting so much, and then you watch it's like he's kind of one of the best actors in it as well.
Yeah.
Though. Like, you're just like, at least he's selling it, come on.
He's given it his fucking all from second one. He's put his heart, his soul, his sweat, his tears. He's fallen down 1,000 times. God damn it. Grazed his knees, but he kept getting back up, and he fucking did it. He did it for the kids.
Yeah, and all this time, John, I think the thing is I'll always remember was the friends we made. The friends for eternity, the loyalty, the honesty. I think those are the things I'll take away from Miami Minutes.
Hell yeah. Would I be able to go out with a quote?
Yes.
From an article. It's a bit of a long quote, but I think it sums up everything we've been doing along the way. It is a quote from a wonderful article on Wired called "Miami Connection Destroys the Myth of So Bad They're Good Movies." Written by Zach Carlson in 2012. And he says, I've been fortunate enough to watch Miami Connection with an audience several times, including during Alamo Drafthouse's annual genre film bash Fantastic Fest. In every case, their chuckles and sneers quickly gave way to thrilled gasps and very genuine cheers. Attendees exploded in applause at the closing credits and left the theatre punching, kicking and chanting the lyrics to Dragon Sound's unforgettable 80s anthems. In that initial moment, irony is temporarily suspended, exchanged for a deep, unguarded appreciation for Miami Connection. Eventually, some of the viewers resume their detached composure and begin needling the movie's era-appropriate hairstyles and technology. But it's too late. For those few glowing seconds, they'd let down their defenses and allowed themselves to really, truly, honestly enjoy something. Good or bad, nothing is better than that. What great words. What great words. Because that's what happens to everyone. That's what happened to us. We watched it for a laugh. A laugh changed. You know? Turns out it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, it's got everything you want, man. Like, what more can you ask for a film? It's got friendship, loyalty. It's got banging tunes. It's got action. It's got hot guys with towels draped over their shoulders.
Yeah.
It's got kung fu chicanery. It's got Taekwontoe, for Christ's sake. It's got ridiculous side characters who it turns out didn't even have names.
They do now.
They do now.
Thanks to some amazing persons.
And I mean, I will. Hopefully, this if nothing else, this podcast will inspire other people to go out and spread the word of Taekwondo and the teachings of Grandmaster Kim. And let us not forget that only through the elimination of violence can we achieve world peace. As much as we questioned that very statement a couple of minutes ago.
As well, I hope that this journey would also inspire people to maybe do a similar thing with a movie that they connect with on this level.
That they Miami connect with.
Well, yes. Because everybody does, I'm going to... I mean, we're to blame as well. Everyone picks, I'm going to do amazing movies. Like a movie, blockbusters. Everyone likes Star Wars. Everyone likes Batman. Blah, blah, blah. Which is great. But doing this it's different. I don't know. It's a totally different approach to the same type of thing. So I would hope maybe someone is inspired to do it with a movie they love, that they don't necessarily laugh at 100%. You can have a laugh. That's different. Is that if there's someone out there who's dead into Ninja Terminator, I don't know, do it.
Or specifically American Ninja 2, The Confrontation.
Or, don't do one. Just do two. Do two. That'd be great. And you know what? Same listeners, remind us about all the weird ideas we've had along the way here. Those sequels, those tangents, those side projects. We'll do them. Well, we'll do some of them. But we also, it's been a long journey, this. We don't remember all of them. We remember some of them. But remind us. We'll write them down. I'll go through the audio as well, and we'll get some of them going. Speaking of that, actually, stay subscribed to the feed, because we will drop bonus ones every now and then. Like I said last week, there'll be bonus stuff. We won't do minute by minute. But there'll be like movie reviews of things connected and whatnot. So I guess it is time to break the connection for the final time.
Yeah, we're going to have to karate chop it into oblivion, that connection.
Hiya! I haven't done that in a while. Come and speak to us on Facebook at the Miami Minutes Taekwondo Orphanage. Even when now the show's over, do it. Who gives a shit? We're all there. We'll get the notifications. Twitter at Miami Minutes. Instagram, Miami Minutes. The website, one last time, is miamiminutes.kim. I fucking loved purchasing that. You can go to our network Sleepy Charlie Media's Patreon page for bonus content, or our network's TeePublic page for merchandise. If you want to get your Miami Minutes stuff, you want to sit on a cartoon picture of YK Kim and caress him, I don't know, you can do that. And join us again. Never. Nah. Join us again whenever we come back with a bonus episode for you, which we will, right here on Miami Minutes. You don't scare me at all. At all. Goodbye, you son of a bitch.
Listen to me.